All right, welcome. It's time to take a look at some headlines in the papers today. We have our review expert here, social commentator, Prince Francis Chilaka. It's great to have you, sir.
Thank you very much. Morning.
I like the bed when I grow up.
You already have it.
No, why? The color, the way it's white.
It's coming. See, it's coming. Just say.
Great to have you, sir. You're welcome. But let's take a look at some of the headlines this morning. And this one really gets to me, the Nation paper. And we have here, I won't marginalize any part of Nigeria, Tinubu pledges. This is why it's quite interesting. Yesterday, he was in Rivers State. And we saw an opposition governor roll out the red carpet for the president-elect, who's from an opposition party. And the party of the president-elect, or some officials, distanced themselves from what was happening. It was intriguing when I saw a statement attributed to some officials of the APC in the South saying that, oh, they are not with Wike on this one. No. You understand? It was quite, the whole play and everything that's happening there. And then, of course, we heard the speeches from the president-elect and also the governor of Rivers State and all that. Quite some drama happening in Rivers State. Let's talk about that. Why would that kind of situation, come up in such a way that the APC would distance themselves away from the president-elect?
Nigerian politicians are very funny. I've always maintained that whatever politicians do, it's not about the people. It's about their individual selfish interests. So each time they talk, you probably assume they're talking about Nigerians, the masses, the suffering Nigerians. No, they're not. It's just about themselves. And, knowing Wike for who he is a man filled with so much drama. He enjoys drama.
He does.
Yes, he enjoys it. So he lives in it. He drinks it. He sleeps with it. So for him, it's like he is trying to score a political point. He is trying to remain relevant even after he leaves office. So that's the whole thing. We need to. I believe that we need to look at politics in Nigeria beyond party affiliation, and that's the only way this country can move forward. You don't say because you belong to APC and APC is doing something wrong, and you're saying that thing is what should be done. No. And then you belong to PDP, and PDP is doing something wrong. You're saying, it's my party member. No. We should move beyond that.
Which is what Governor Wike said. He said something that the elections have ended.
Yes.
Let us not politic, let us govern, which I would give him kudos for. Because if we had that mindset and we were honestly, putting out those values, we had that mindset honestly that, okay, look, election is done, politicking is done, now it's time for governance.
But people don't take Wike seriously anymore. Yes, it's just it.
I was surprised that yesterday I didn't see the band behind.
People don't take him seriously anymore. Because if someone else has said that, and in a different forum, people will believe what he's saying. Now tell me, what's so special about you have less than how many days to go? And first of all, you declare the public holiday. You shut down the economic life of a state. Because you want to commission a project. When will we as Nigerians stop that mindset? You use taxpayers' money to build a house, to build a bridge, and you still punish the same taxpayers. You force them to come out for you to launch it. So this is what I don't understand about Nigerian politics. For me, I would have thought that the incoming president would have said, no, don't shut down the economic life of the state. Let us come and do this thing quietly, no noise, no fanfare, and move on. That is what governance would be like.
Would do. All right. So let's move on to the Punch now. Winfrey, you have something here.
Of course. So I have something here on the major headline here on the Punch. It says, outrage as Senate approves Buhari's 22.7 trillion naira extra budgetary spending. Now we're seeing a transition right? In a few days. I mean, like 26 days to go, and then we'll definitely be seeing a new government coming. And then this really takes our debt to 69 trillion naira. Now, what are your thoughts?
It's not much.
It's not much.
Yeah, it's not much.
Okay.
Because from what I hear from the CBN and all of that, it's going to take us 40 years to pay back. And most of those who have collected this loan, most of those who have utilized this loan would have gone by then.
Yes.
It's the truth.
Yes.
Now, you see, the thing is, we need to ask ourselves questions. And I keep saying the same thing. When will the Nigerian politicians learn to understand that governance is not about them. It's about the Nigerian people. Over years, we've had leaders in Nigeria who do not ask Nigerians, what do you want? They always give Nigerians what they think Nigerians want. It is wrong. And, you know, I mean, for me, the term, is it the Ninth Senate? As far as I'm
the ninth one, yes.
As far as I'm concerned, they don't even know what they're doing. Let's put it that way. If you remember, when the Senate was inaugurated in the first start, they said, whatever Mr. President brings, we will approve. But it doesn't make sense. This is a government that is winding up. At this point in time, this government should not even be thinking about spending. This government should be consolidating to say, okay, this is our track record. This is what we've done. This is what is outstanding. This is our handover. They should be preparing a handover note. But you know, Nigeria is a country where it's unfortunate that we've never had leaders.
Okay.
We have only had rulers.
All right. Still on the story, The Guardian, the headline there, we can see Nigeria to spend 40 years, like we said, repaying controversial 23.72 trillion CBN overdrafts to the federal government. And it's still about the same thing. We can see the Senate president there, like we can see there, and all that. Then let's see what is quite different there on The Guardian. Okay, all right. Okay, let me see some corrupt officials sabotaging passport issuance. Aregbesola alleges. You know, we've had issues with this. I don't even know exactly where this was coming from, but you know, we know with passports that has been on from those in diaspora trying to get passports or trying to renew their passports, and then you hear things about paper not being available, with the printing and all of that not being available. These are things that normally you don't need to see somebody. With the advance in technology, one should be able to, the same way you can go maybe pick an ATM card, you already have your details. Biometrics are there. A lot of things are all over. You know, when would we get things right?
You know, you're asking a question I can't really answer when we're going to get things right in this country. I'm one of those who have suffered getting passport. When I needed to get passport last year for my kids, it took us almost a year to get the passport. We were made to pay, as in the amount of money I paid, I was like asking myself, you know, what is wrong? The thing is this, you know, the government has not been sincere to the Nigerian people when it comes to this issue of passport. And I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility. Come out and tell Nigerians, your passport is 10,000 naira. Let us do everything online, including the biometrics. Do everything online. I mean, you go to, for instance, you go to a bank now to get your ATM card. You don't need to talk to anybody.
You don't need to.
You just punch it in and the thing prints it on its own. It's not that we can't do it. It's just the corrupt nature of Nigerians.
Exactly.
The corruption has eaten so deep, it's like a cancer. And you can't treat it from the surface.
Yes, you have to go down.
This is not the first time Aregbesola is talking about passport. This is not the second time he's talking about passport. What has he done? When you keep telling Nigerians, oh, people are sabotaging, who are these people sabotaging? Are these people sabotaging more powerful than government? Because when government wants to go and demolish your property, they don't wait. They don't wait for procedure. They just come there and break it down.
Yes.
So why is it that they've not been able to curb the corruption in the system? It simply means that it is filtering down. Everybody, from immigration to issuing officer to even at the man at the gate, he's also corrupt.
And he also,
that's our problem.
Yes.
So it's corruption. Yes. The corruption is endemic. So government needs to be able to say, you see, you can only stop corruption if you're corruption free yourself.
Very true.
So it's not like the government does not know what to do to curb this menace. The government knows,
they know,
but they don't have the political way to
do it. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
I mean, it's always a pleasure having you here to go through these headlines with us, but we have to go now.